Morning, or I should actually say good afternoon, everyone. It's Sunday. Oh my gosh, could it be any prettier outside right now? So lucky. So lucky to have a day like today and just enjoy the sunshine and so forth. So, as you know, we're taking 3 different videos on a journey of how I thought in my head I would not be the person that goes to church and could actually say I'm a Christian and I follow Jesus and I love it. I truly, truly love where I'm at today in my relationship with God and Jesus and my daily life with Him. So my next story it's a tough one to talk about, but I think it's probably the biggest reason I did not go to church and didn't really trust Christians and generally care for them. So it's a strange thing. Even though I didn't go to church, I always had a very strong relationship with God. I trusted God. I had that sense of right from wrong. I believe that you treat people the way you want to be treated. In general, I love humans. I just love people. I'm very compassionate towards people. I just find that so many of us just need other people to just love them for who they are and everything else. So I've been this way since I was young. And so this next story is kind of this hot thought process of like unconditional love and what that really means, and how I do believe that God can have that for us. So there's only 3 people in my world that I truly say I have unconditional love for, and that was my sister, who we grew up, we had to take care of each other all the time. My son, who was my firstborn, and at the moment I gave birth to him, it was such an amazing thing. And then my daughter, who has been just this beautiful, compassionate heart and soul as well. So, but the story starts when I was 16, and this was in the early 80s, so things were changing in those times. And so I remember my sister coming to me, and she took me in her room. It's like so interesting because I can remember it so clearly. But she took me in her room and she had something to tell me. And I said, okay. So we sat and talked. And my sister told me she was gay. And at the time in the 80s, coming out was not an easy task. I mean, if you were coming out, you knew some bad things were going to come towards you because there weren't too many nice people in those days, surrounding gay people. But I do remember when she told me, my whole thought was like, okay, I love you. You're my sister. And I don't quite understand it because I was so new to, I really didn't grow up around too many people that were gay. So I didn't really totally understand it, but I knew how much I loved her. And I knew my sister. And my thought was like, wow, this is something really hard for her to have to do at this time. So, all I knew was I was going to stand by her through the whole process. I was going to grow with her, and I was going to understand it with her, and I did. And as we grew up together, I went to a lot of different functions, and I got to know a lot of people in the gay community. And all I knew was these people were wonderful people. They were officers, they were nurses, they were, amazing people with amazing hearts, and how much they always wanted to go out and help others. And so I knew these people as humans, as created by God. In my opinion, God created them. They didn't come out in the 80s to be popular. They came out in the 80s because that's how God created them. So through my time with growing with this, I saw a lot of hurt. I mean, there was I went to a few different gay things, and there would be Christian people that represented that, God was, we were condemned and we were going to hell and we were just the lowest of lows. I mean, it was ugly. It was so ugly. And I kept thinking to myself, like, wow, I have a feeling of who God is in my heart. And I don't go to church, and I didn't read the Bible. I had no idea what the Bible said, but in my head I'm thinking, if that is what's happening in church, and if that's what that book says to do to other people, I didn't really want anything to do with it. Because in my head was like the God I felt in my heart was different. So I was thinking, well, maybe the God I love is different than what's in that book and what happens at church. So I wasn't going there. I knew my sister. My sister was an amazing person. She was beautiful. She was caring. She was a. My sister and I had the most amazing relationship, and so to look at her ever and think that she was anything less than what God created her to be was just wrong in my head. And so I just didn't have any desire to be around people that could be so hurtful and so ugly. And yes, I understand that we all have our thought process on how the Bible says this or that, but I know for a fact, because as I have said now, I read the Bible. I have, in this last year, it took me a year to read it. I read a Bible app in a year, and I'm thankful I did. I'm so thankful I did, because what I read in that Bible isn't anything that I was shown from some of these people. And the biggest thing I read in the Bible is, you get grace, you find grace from God. You go out and you give grace, and you help others find that grace with God. Never once in that Bible did I ever read, you receive grace, you get grace from God, you go out and you judge and hurt others. Not once did I read this in the Bible. Not one time did I ever see that said about anything. The biggest thing I know in the Bible that I read was God kept giving us plans and help trying to get us to do certain things. And us humans, because we're so sinful people, messed it up every single time. Every time. There's story after story about how us humans can mess it up. It started with Adam and Eve, how we messed it up. And it continued, even through all some of the biggest people in the Bible messed it up. They changed it. They did things their way. But when Jesus came, he's basically saying what God has wanted. Love each other for who they are. He created us. He made each individual the way he wanted us. I'm not out here to change anybody's opinion on what you think or how you should think. I am here to say that if you want to say you truly follow Jesus, then maybe you need to follow Jesus in the way that he did. And he walked, and he truly loved every person that he came into contact with. And as humans we are today, let's do that. Why can't we just love each other for who we are? We are all created. We're so different in every way. Even the people that go to church every single Sunday that, believe that they're a little higher than some, you're still different than other people. You're still different than the same church person you're sitting next to. God created you just a tiny bit different. Everybody's different. We need to learn to accept each person for who they are. And that's my journey with everybody today. I am so desperately trying to tell each and every one of you, you are so loved. And to have that love from God and to truly believe it, I'm telling you, your life doesn't become like perfect and everything works out great, but you find a sense of peace. So again, I am here to tell you, I'm going to have this great program in my backyard. It's an amazing program. It's not at a church. It's not going to be throwing a bunch of Bible verses at you that will make you think, oh my gosh, not another one of these crazy things, not another crazy Christian trying to, tell me how I'm supposed to live. It's not that. It's a group of people where we get to watch a video, discuss what's in that video, and walk it together. Again, all I could say is trust it. It's been a journey for me. Hasn't been always easy. The 2 years that I've been on this journey, there's been some things that breaks my heart. But I truly know that God put me here for a reason, and I'm going to try to do my best to do what he needs, and that's bring other people to him so that everybody could experience some love from God. And if I have to struggle with some of the other things that I do in my life, then I will. But I truly believe that I love people. I love helping. I just, my heart hurts sometimes for how sad we have become as a general nation. And I just ask that you trust me, you reach out to me. I'm not just one of these crazy Bible thumping kind of people. I really truly believe what grace I have. And I just want to be able to give it to everyone and let everybody have some kind of experience with it. So I know this is one of my longer videos. I thank anybody that made it through the whole thing. But this was an important one because my family are probably one of the most important things in my life. And you don't always understand certain things that they go through in life. And I may not have totally understood what my sister was going through at that time, but I knew that I need to love her and I need to walk with her. And so as we grow together, I hope that we get to see each other walk together. So reach out to me. Trust me, Alpha Group will be starting February 18th, and I so hope that you guys just give it a try. It's can't hurt. Anyways, I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day. I will see you next Sunday, and enjoy the rest of this gorgeous day, because God has created this day, and He created you, and He loves you, and just want to get it out there. Thank you. Have a great day.